If you misunderstand the massive financial shift I'm about to lay out, you will miss the single biggest wealth transfer away from the US dollar that we've ever seen. You know, the old financial system, they're working overtime to hide the true scale of this coup from you. They want you to think it's just some fringe movement, a tiny little threat. But you and I know the numbers never lie.
So let's get right into it. That number you're looking at, $46 trillion. That's not some wild prediction for the future. No, that is the actual real-world transaction volume that stablecoins processed last year, a number that just absolutely puts the legacy financial system to shame.
To really put this into perspective for you, stablecoins process nearly 3 times the volume of Visa. You know, the company everyone thinks runs global payments. This isn't a race anymore, it's a complete takeover. And I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly how XRP is the one essential, non-negotiable fuel for this whole revolution.
Because make no mistake, this is a battle. It's the old, clunky, expensive system fighting for its very life against a new, incredibly efficient financial revolution. And let me tell you, the old guard is in an absolute panic.
For years, what did they call crypto? A fraud, right? Well, now even the kings of that old system, guys like JP CEO Jamie Dimon, are being forced to stand up in public and admit defeat. But here's the catch. They're only telling you a tiny part of the story.
Let's be crystal clear about this. These institutions, Visa, MasterCard, JP and yet even their buddies at the SEC, they despise stablecoins. And why is that? It's simple. Because stablecoins were designed from the ground up to steal their profits by building a faster, cheaper, better system that cuts them out of the picture entirely. So the most important thing to get is this isn't something that's going to happen. It's not on the horizon. This coup is happening right now in real time, and all the biggest players are already being forced to pick a side. The US dollar itself is literally moving on to the blockchain. That's the huge truth they don't want you to fully grasp. Major companies, even members of that old guard, like Visa, like PayPal, like Western Union, are scrambling to launch their own stablecoins. Why? Because they know this is absolutely inevitable, and they're choosing to join the revolution instead of getting crushed by it. Okay, this is all fascinating stuff, but it all comes down to the one question that really matters. What in the world does this $46 trillion tidal wave have to do with the XRP sitting in your wallet? Let's connect those dots right now.
I want you to think of it like this. Stablecoins. They're the powerful new engines that are starting to drive the entire global economy. But what does every single engine need? It needs fuel. And for this new financial system, XRP is that non-negotiable, inescapable fuel.
See, XRP is the official gas token for the XRP ledger. What that means is every single time Ripple's new dollar-backed stablecoin, RLUSD, is sent or spent or moved in any way, it creates a mandatory, automatic demand for XRP just to power the transaction. It's not a choice. It's baked into the code of the network itself. This little cycle right here shows you exactly how the value engine works. A transaction with Ripple's stablecoin kicks off. Instantly, a little bit of XRP has to be used as gas. Now imagine that happening not once, but for trillions of dollars in volume. You get constant, unending demand for a limited supply of XRP. And then, boom, the transaction settles instantly. This cycle, this is the engine of value. Now look, this isn't just some technical theory on a whiteboard. This demand is being locked into place through official channels, through global regulations and government compliance, which basically makes the outcome a certainty. You can see the strategy playing out in the open. Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse is right out there telling everyone they're securing licenses in huge financial centers like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. This is not some rogue project. It's a regulated global strategy being executed right now, and it's designed to make the flow of profit to XRP holders completely unavoidable. So here it is, your single most important takeaway. For every US investor watching the dollar's place in the world shift, your only job right now is to change how you see things. You have to stop thinking of other stablecoins as competition for XRP. You have to start seeing them for what they really are, the unstoppable $46 trillion fuel pump for your portfolio.
If you get how big this shift is, then you absolutely cannot afford to be on the outside looking in. You need to be part of the Crypto Global News inner circle. Smash that like button, share this with every person who needs to know what's really going on, and subscribe to this channel right now.
I'm not kidding. Hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications so you do not miss the next critical piece of information we release. And for the stuff they won't let us say on here, you need to join our private Telegram. The QR code is on your screen and the link is right down in the description. Get the uncensored updates first.
But don't you dare go anywhere. We just talked about the fuel, but who are the big institutions, the big banks that are buying it up? I have broken down exactly which banks are buying this fuel in the video on the left. Click it right now to see the list.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.